I am Dracula. I bid you welcome.
It's alive!
Listen to them. Children of the night. What music they make.
Google gobble, Google gobble.
We belong dead.
Have a potato.
Welcome to this episode of The Good, the Bad and the Universal. Your hosts, Mark and Sam. Today we're doing an excellent Universal Frankenstein series, Ghost of Frankenstein. Hi Sam.
Hey.
Okay, so this is kind of it is a sequel to Son of Frankenstein. Not a direct sequel, there's a bit of time pass, isn't there?
Yeah.
We find that Igor was not killed at the end of the last one. He's still around.
How convenient.
And all the villagers are moaning and groaning like they usually do about like Frankenstein bringing a curse to the town. But you know, the town's called Frankenstein. What are you going to do? Change the name of the town, I suppose? I don't know.
That'd be silly.
Yeah. Now, this one was a fairly short film. I think it was 67 minutes, it says on IMDb.
Yeah.
Basically, at the end of the last one, the monster fell in the boiling sulphur pit, didn't it?
Yeah.
So we thought that was probably the end of it. No chance.
Nope.
Now, the villagers rally. How does the monster get... They blow up the castle.
They just blow up the castle.
They basically go to the judge and he says, you shouldn't be doing all that. And he says, the castle's yours, that's fine, go on. And they literally take dynamite or gunpowder or something and blow the hell out of this castle.
Yeah. And there's a really funny bit where they find out Igor is alive and living at the castle. And he's able to fend off an entire village of people armed with dynamite, guns, torches, pitchfork, the usual angry mob stuff.
Yeah.
And he's able to hold them off by pulling bricks off the roof and throwing them down. This entire crowd.
He's got the high ground advantage, isn't he? That's what it is. It's goofy.
And the big brick advantage.
Yeah, I suppose. He's a bit more subdued in this one, isn't he?
Yeah, he's not like spitting in the face of politicians and
laughing
whatnot.
At them. He's a bit calmer and much less fun, actually. Less fun in this one. Though he has his moments. I kind of like the bit where he dug the monster out the sulphur pit.
Yeah.
Well, first he sees a hand, doesn't he? And
then the hand moves.
And the sulphur pit comes out. Now, this film to me seemed like quite a drop off from Son of Frankenstein in both production and style and sort of quality generally. Did you feel that?
Yeah, I'd agree with that.
I mean, it was made in 1942, which I think was 3 years after. So there's quite a gap again, actually. They didn't rush him, really. I'm just glad Igor was back, but there was really one scene I really liked, which was when the lightning was striking the monster's neck.
Yeah, that was kind of cool.
And Igor had a little bit of a moment. He said, Frankenstein was your father, and the lightning's your mother. And at that point he says, we'll go and see Frankenstein's other brother,
the other son of Frankenstein,
which no one mentioned before ever.
Yeah, how convenient.
And it just happened, to have this other son who's called, is it Ludwig? I can't remember now.
Yeah, Ludwig Frankenstein.
I prefer Wolf.
Cedric Hardwicke.
Yes, Cedric Hardwicke, who looks disconcertingly way older than, and presumably is the younger brother. Maybe not. I don't know. He certainly appears a lot older than Basil Rathbone, but we're not quite sure of the timelines on this. It's not that clear, but Igor doesn't look that much different, so it might only be a couple of years after. It's hard to say. We also get another Elsa Frankenstein. There was an Elsa Frankenstein married to Wolf, but this is the daughter of the other
Ludwig Frankenstein.
Isn't it? And we also see what's his name? The guy that was
Lionel Atwell.
Yeah, what was his name? Krog. With the one arm.
Yeah,
in
the wooden arm.
He's a doctor in this one, but he looks quite similar to Wolfgang, so it's kind of sometimes it's a bit confusing. And they're
Yeah.
both wearing medical robes and doing sort of operations. It kind of gets a bit
Wait,
confusing.
Wolfgang?
No, sorry, what's his name?
Ludwig.
Ludwig. Where did Wolfgang? Wolf is sorry, I got that wrong. And we see some of the people we saw in the Wolfman. We certainly see Evelyn Ankers as Elsa. She was the main squeeze in Wolfman. She's quite charming and quite a decent actress. And we saw Ralph Bellamy in again not much of a role. He was like the police chief in the Wolfman, and I think he was the boyfriend. I'm not quite sure what. I can't even remember what he was now. He didn't actually do that much. One thing I will mention is there's a little girl being tormented by these gang of boys.
Yeah.
Who kick
And
a
then the
ball on
monster rocks up.
And the monster rocks on the run. But the little boy who kicked the ball was played by William Smith, who is a kind of famous 70s character actor.
Who went on to go and be the Prince of Bel-Air, yes I know.
No. Oh, no, sorry, Ryan. No, he was in Conan the Barbarian, he was Conan's father.
Yeah.
But he's famous for lots of other things, such as he was famous in a TV show.
4850.
Oh, he's not famous for that.
Buck Rogers.
He was in Buck Rogers, but the thing I think most people might remember from around in the 70s, he played the bad guy in a series called Rich Man, Poor Man. He was called Falconetti in that. But it is kind of a famous act. He was also in Clint Eastwood's comedy Any Which Way You Can as a guy that fist fought. They had a massive fist fight in. It's a pretty good one as well. He's quite a pretty good actor, actually. But he was a little boy in this, and he was tormenting this little girl.
Yeah.
And we get, talking of which, we get the scene with the little girl where Frankenstein, the monster picks up the little girl and takes her up on the roof.
He starts walking about across these like little archways and rooftops just to get this ball back.
But we did have a bit of a joke before that. We see this little girl with the ball kicking it, or they kick it, and then the monster rocks up and looks at this little girl. We're going, kick the baby, kick the. We thought the monster was going to kick her, but he didn't.
Yeah, we were making jokes like she throws the ball up, and I just went, well, now there's nothing left to kick.
Yeah, he doesn't do that though. He does hit some bloke in the chest at one point. And
apparently he has like the 5-fingered like exploding heart technique because he just like whacks this guy and he's dead.
He's dead, and then he knocks another bloke off the roof.
Yeah.
And they imprison him, don't they?
Yeah, they try to like try him as a.
The whole town
person.
basically attacks him, kind of thing, and they manage to sort of manhandle him. Anyway, Igor gets in touch with Frankenstein and says, you got to revive the monster. And soon, pretty much instantly, takes straight to it, doesn't he? Starts thinking about how he's going to experiment.
I think his perspective is like, this is my family's problem, I've got to deal with it.
Yeah, but he soon gets into it, and in fact we see the ghost of his father, who's not played by the original guy that played Frankenstein. It looks completely different, and we even get some flashbacks from certainly the first film.
Yeah, certainly the first film.
But they've taken Karloff out and put Chaney. Lon Chaney's the monster in this one, by the way.
That seems a bit spiteful.
Yeah, I guess it's consistent.
So
He does
you
look
don't want to
radical.
be in our film? Okay, you're not going to be in the other films.
I'm not sure it's like that. I think it's more the fact that Lon Chaney looks well-fed and kind of relatively...
Well, I would have put that to him being full of sulfur or whatever.
Yeah, maybe. You could be right. But he does. He's no Karloff. He doesn't look as gaunt or as more like a corpse than Karloff did. So the film gets his start, I guess, because he sees the ghost of his father.
Yeah.
I didn't realise this, but the father's also played by Cedric Hardwicke. So he looked different enough for me to not realise that. But there you go.
Credit where credit's due. He does look different, but why? Why would you have him played by exactly the same character?
I don't know. Elsa thinks there's something going on. But anyway, basically, when they say we can just replace his brain with a better brain, and they've got some professor in mind, haven't they? Which is the usual thing. But Igor
professor has previously been killed by the monster.
But Igor wants the brain to go in. He wants his own brain to go into the monster, and then he'll be invincible. And he somehow persuades his other doctor, played by Lionel Atwill.
He promises him like riches and such when he takes over.
Which is like
Never.
really, really, really contrived plot point. well, it's quite a weakness in the plot. Actually, just that just wouldn't happen. Anyway, he gets his brain put in it, and when he wakes up, it doesn't quite work out.
Well, it works out at first. He's like fully functioning. He's incredibly strong,
and his
neck's not broken,
and he's talking like Igor, isn't
he? And he proceeds to go blind.
Yeah, because his blood doesn't match or something.
Why not?
Yeah, again another plot point. What the hell? Why did it go blind? And he starts getting a bit nutty, throwing people about. Sets fire to the place.
No, there's a load of villagers come and do that.
Oh, okay.
We got a 2-for-1 deal on the angry burning mobs.
Yeah, we got a couple of burning mobs in this one.
They just sort of show up at the house and start demanding that he bring out the monster, despite the fact that he's proved that the monster isn't at his house.
Yeah.
To everyone.
And the film ends. It's a fairly slight entry into this series, actually.
Yeah.
And this is the last time we've seen a monster in the Solo film. He then moves into Monster Mash kind of territory. The next film's Frankenstein meets Wolfman, and then it gets into the medleys of Frankenstein, Monster, Wolfman, and Dracula through 3 more films, ending in the Abbott and Costello meet Frankenstein, which I'm definitely looking forward to. That was a very enjoyable film. We don't really find out how Igor lived. I guess it was a flesh wound or whatever, it doesn't really say, but they just revive him.
It was just a scratch.
So in this one, Lon Chaney gets to play the monster. Now Lon Chaney also got to play Dracula of sorts in Son of Dracula.
He's kind of like Shanghaiing all the big monster roles.
I'm not even sure. He may have even played the Mummy one, I don't know, but
he did.
Oh wow, there you go. I think he was good as Larry Talbot. I thought he was okay as Frankenstein's monster. No better really than that. And I do want to watch Son of Dracula again because I just can't see how it works. But it's been so long since I watched it. It just looks too fat and healthy and a bit. It's kind of angsty, isn't he?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. All right, vampires are angsty these days, but not quite back then. They were much
back
more
then they were
sinister.
sort of more bombastic and
much more self-assured.
They were doing the whole "I don't drink" wine.
Yeah, it's all that business. What did you? So should we score this one?
Okay.
What would you give this?
It was about a 5.
5. I wouldn't disagree with that much. Let me see what I gave it. I think I gave it 6 actually, but you're not far off really.
Yeah. I'd say watch it, but only to see how it progressed from falling in the sulfur pit to being out of the sulfur pit.
Yeah. I think it picks up. Actually, you know what? I don't think I've scored this. Wow. I've forgotten to write a report thing on it. I'm usually really good at doing that. Wow, I just forgot it. How about that? That's not good. All right, well, I think I'd say I'm going to say 6 because I'm fond of this series, but it really isn't. It's just about a 6 for me. It's 6.1 on IMDb. And just to give it a relative sort of give you an idea of what the general consensus score of it, and that's from 3,500 users. It's okay. It's not great.
Yeah.
All right then. So I'm not sure what we'll be doing next time, but it'll be. I think it's Phantom of the Opera, but we'll see. So bye from me.
Bye.